Hello, and welcome back to the Chess Problem Challenge. Today, we'll continue with our topic of Rook Checkmate. Let's start with problem number 7. In this problem, the white king is on g1, the white rook is on a1, the bishop is on d3, and for the black king is on g8, then the pawns are on f7, g7, and h6. Now it's a good time to pause and do your best. Okay, let's take a look at first the black king. The black king can go to the left, which is the f8 square. The black king can go to the right, which is the h8 square. And the black king, let's see if he could go to h7. He cannot go to h7 because of the bishop to d3. So, if we take the white rook and move all the way up to a8, this would be checkmate, because the rook will cover the whole line, including the attack to the black king, and the black king cannot eat his pawns or escape to the h7 square because of the bishop. Great. Let's move on to problem number 8. In this problem, the white king is on g1, the white rooks are on a7 and h7, and for black, the black king is on g8, and the black rook is on f8. Now, please try to checkmate the black king. Okay, let's take a look. The black king cannot move anywhere in this one, because if he cannot eat his own rook, he cannot eat our rook because it's defended by the white rook on a7, and he cannot go to the corner of h8 because the rook on h7 is blocking that square. So, which rook are you going to use to do checkmate? Correct. The one that is not blocking anything will attack the black king on g8, and now the king is stuck. None of the rooks can be eaten because they protect each other, and the king cannot move anywhere. It's checkmate. Great. Let's move on to problem number 9. In problem number 9, we have the king on g1, the rook on c7, and the white knight on g5. For black, we have the black king on g8, we have the black pawn on g7, and now please pause and do your best. Okay, let's take a look at the black king. The black king cannot go down at all. He cannot eat his own pawn, and if he tries to go to f7 or h7, the white knight is blocking those squares. So if the white rook goes up to c8, this will be checkmate, because the white rook is blocking the whole line and the black king cannot move anywhere. Awesome. Let's move on to problem number 10. In problem number 10, we have the king on e2, the rooks are on h5 and a6, and the black king is on e4. Okay, take some time and find the solution. Okay, let's take a look. Now, in this position, the black king cannot go down because the white king is blocking the d3, e3, f3 squares. The black king cannot go up either because the white rook on h5 is blocking the whole fifth line. So the only place the black king can go is only to the left and right. So d4 and f4. By using the rook that's not blocking anything, we block the whole fourth line, and now the black king is stuck, and it is checkmate. Okay, let's move on to problem number 11. In problem number 11, we have the white king on g1. We have the white rook on g6. We have the black bishop on b2. And for black, we have the black king on h8, the black rook on g8, and the black pawns on g7 and h6. Please pause now, as this is a bit more challenging, and find the right answer. Okay, let's take a look. The black king in the corner can only go to one square, and that is h7. Nowhere else. He cannot eat his own pieces, and he cannot escape away from the board. If we take our white rook, there's only one way to attack the king, by capturing the h6 pawn. Now, can the black pawn eat us? No. If the black pawn tries to eat us, the white bishop on b2 will be attacking the black king. So that's why the black king is without protection, and this is checkmate. Now let's move on to our final problem number 12. In problem number 12, we'll take off the queen and the pawn. We'll get the bishop to g5, and we'll get rid of some of the black pieces as well, and put the king on c1 and the rook on d1. Now the problem is ready for you. Please pause and think, how can the white rook checkmate the black king? Okay, let's take a look. Can the black king go anywhere? No. King cannot go to the right because of his own pieces, the bishop and pawn. King cannot go down because of the white bishop holding the whole diagonal. And the king cannot go to any square on the d file because the rook is there. So if we take the rook and move it all the way up, the king is stuck. The king cannot take the rook because the bishop is protecting it, and the king has no escape. This is checkmate. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.